The following video has been rated PG-13 for, it's pretty good, if you're 13. Splorin! To say I'm a little overwhelmed right now is probably a bit of an understatement. It's very loud, it's very bright, there's a lot of flashing things. It smells vaguely like the Woolworths did back in the early 80s. This must be FreePlay, Florida. And that, of course, makes me your Uncle Splorin Ryan, which means that you are joining me today as we do just a little Splorin. FreePlay Florida has been going on for a couple of years now, and as you can tell, if you're a gamer or just a retro nut like me, this is awesome. Now, full transparency, I'm not a gamer, and I haven't been a gamer in years. My gaming era was back in the late 80s through the early 90s. I was raised on Atari, then Coleco, and then Nintendo, and then a little bit of Game Boy, and then I just kind of fell off. Thankfully, there's a lot of stuff left over from my childhood here to enjoy too. Tons of games that I haven't seen for years, at least not in their original incarnation. And some that I probably should remember, but admittedly don't. Not to mention row upon row of pinball machines. Both the new ones and the old ones. The old ones are a little bit more my speed, but I gotta say, some of these new ones, these newfangled gadgets, like the Iron Maiden one, of course you can't have a convention of this sort, or really any sort, without having some sort of celebrities. And yeah, there's a couple here. Look, one in particular that's not a gaming guy, but is sort of a hero of mine. And that would be this gentleman, George Lowe, the voice of Space Ghost in Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Now, there are two distinct Space Ghosts. If you don't remember Space Ghost was a Hanna-Barbera superhero in space from the later half of the 70s into the 80s, and then the real Space Ghost to me, which kind of came about in the 90s. That was George Lowe. Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which was a space superhero hosted late night talk show like your Johnny Carson's, your David Letterman. And here is the main
Are we doing it now? You didn't.
George Lowe, can you believe this?
I just want to upset your fans, hey.
They're easily acceptable.
Are they?
A lot of them are millennials, so. George, I just want to say, my very first eBay purchase ever was the entire run. The entire run of Space Ghost. All episodes.
All 340 DVDs.
And it came on about 700 DVDs because, you know, it was bad
It's
quality.
a scam because we only did like 7 of them originally. So
They just cut them up. It's movie magic, really. It's movie magic.
Two kinds. FreePlay Florida.
FreePlay Florida.
Did you see my beautiful machine they restored?
I didn't. Where's that at?
Up on the stage.
Right
My
now?
mom and I used to play that. Today's my birthday.
Happy birthday to
Thank
you,
you, sir. My 61st, believe it or not. I never thought I'd hear myself say that.
Well, he needs a Zorak, right? It's like, I'm Zorak.
See?
I am from the planet.
Clay left just a couple of years ago. I'm pitching you.
I'm in.
You sir have nothing. I have
Ain't
Batman.
the truth. You gotta scream your ass off.
You've met him before, obviously.
Oh, I don't know how Clay
I
did.
saw him last year.
Clay was a monster, God bless him. He could go in, he could read 2 hours like that, and they'd say, give us another blood-curdling scream. And I'd blast him with the laser and even, he could go all day like that. I'm like, Clay, how do you do that?
Into the night sky.
He was the ultimate fan. Like all of us.
Like all of us. I mean, we're all the ultimate fan.
I'm going to go play a game.
Mr. Lowe,
Pleasure. I got you. Come see us.
Jumping from George now to Keith. Keith, of course, being Greg's hero. Look at this.
Guilty.
Keith Apicary, right here for you on Splorin. What are you doing here today?
Just existing, you know, experiencing this ether that we all navigate every day, you know, figuring it out. It's a unique Earth that we live on. It's my favorite planet inside this planet, and I'm realizing that now it's not able to contain all of my masculinity. So I might have to, like, you know, expand to another solar system that can contain 150 pounds of fatal fury.
You look like the kind of guy that can just like lay down a dance move and just like scare everyone else out of you.
It happens often.
Video games, physical strength,
bodily maneuvers. I'm really good at. Yeah.
I feel like less of a man right now, actually.
I have that effect on a lot of human beings. I'm sorry. It's okay, but you're doing all right.
I feel all right.
You're doing a mediocre job. As long as you're doing a job, that's all that matters.
I've made a career out of doing a mediocre job.
There you go.
The best pillow of all time.
So right here we have AM Apicary. When you're feeling this, you know, lovey and you just want to give some cuddles. And then when the PM comes around, you're feeling a little different.
Sean's here. Yes, of course he is. Sean is here. Where there is action. Here. When there is action. When there's a con. When there's a con like FreePlay Florida. He will be there.
Not at another theme park. Right here.
I swallowed my gum. Entering now the pre-war playground. Classic machines. These are all very much handled with care type things, so we're going to be very careful with these. This particular one dates back to 1932. Actually, there's a lot of 1932. This entire row is 1932, which apparently was a red letter day for Sean's stomach and for pinball. Today's founder of the feast, Brandon from Retro Spectrum, right here, who, by the way, you're responsible for a good deal of it,
Yeah.
which means that he's
It shows if you look like right here, and right in here, and all these.
Hey, by the way,
It's all FreePlay Florida.
we're
old friends, Michael, President of George, who, by the way, a week after we were there, has just posted a new vlog from Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum in Orlando, where he burned his hands for you, for your entertainment. The least you can do is give it a click and a thumbs up, right? About a year ago at the Citrus Bowl Parade, if you watched the Splorin video from there, you may have seen Billy Mitchell was actually on one of these parade floats, and as he went by, I yelled out to him, and he actually ran a bottle of his chicken wing sauce over, and I'm happy to say I just bought a new bottle of it, autographed by Billy Mitchell. It's actually some of the best hot wing sauce I've ever had, so get some yourself. This one is the habanero FreePlay Florida variety. Okay, this is interesting. I've seen a lot of Donkey Kong machines in my day, but they don't usually have a whole bunch of webcams strapped to them. Of course, they're not usually, you know, right next to Billy Mitchell, who is the king of Kong.
The King of Kong.
The king of Kong, right here. Billy Mitchell. Gotta stop at the Batman '89 machine, my favorite movie of all time.
I don't think it works.
Which doesn't work. Take a look at this area. These are all different gaming consoles over the last, let's call it 30 years or so, maybe 40 years. Nintendo 64, the Atari Jaguar, even the Magnavox Compact Disc Interactive, which was not as popular. But they do have the Sega Dreamcast, so, you know, all is forgiven. They've got one heck of a big Tron machine, too.
This one, 300.
You gonna get it?
Centipede, one of my favorite games of all time. Hopefully you're filming me. I don't even know.
Yeah.
We probably did. Yeah.
Which we'll have to think about the trip.
Just don't film me picking my nose right as I'm.
Greg is little and impatient.
If you want to know why my
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you
you want to know why I'm stressed all the time?
the Keith Mobile. This is why Brandon's insurance costs are so high. Oh, Sean. Now, as I pointed out, Jackie and I don't know a whole lot about these people, but I'm willing to bet that Jackie now has a favorite celebrity here.
That guy.
That guy. I'm seeing a lot of the games that I really enjoyed when I was, a teenager going to the arcades back in the early 90s. What I'm noticing, though, is they don't have my favorite game from that era, which was the Simpsons arcade game. Oblivious, which Sean has just pointed out, apparently got its fame from the fact that there are subliminal messages that will pop up at random while you play it.
You see it kind of pop up.
There it is, my favorite game of all time, Rampage. What a beautiful place to catch a bite. Wouldn't you say? Taking just a quick moment out for a nosh here at the Calypso Bar and Grill, which is oh so pleasantly located right alongside the pool. And as far as dining locations go, you cannot beat the atmosphere. The food has just come out. A little beef, a little bacon, a little bread, a little starch, and a toothpick that has the earth on it. Good morning, Starshine. The world says hello. The meal over, we head back in. I've got to point something out here. Dragon's Lair. How many of you remember Dragon's Lair? This was like literally the most impossible video game of my youth. This came out in the arcades when I was probably like, I don't know, 12 or 13. And the whole idea of this thing was when the screen flashes, you need to push the control in the direction of the flash, or you get killed. And nobody was able to do it, so you just got killed over and over again. I'm so happy to see my old friend here. Looks like Jackie is doing a little virtual reality for Super Enthused this week. Hey kids, let's go play ice cold beer. Wow, look at that dude shaking. Wow. That is one shaking dude. And speaking of impossible video games from the early 90s, I give you Hologram. Because this is just what we do. Kyle and Mary from View from the Cheap Seats again, because It really, I follow them around. They go someplace, I drive in a car behind them. That's how it works. So yeah. A lot of merchandise for RoxyCon. But what is RoxyCon, you ask? RoxyCon is this. Batman cards. Tragically, they were never seen again. I understand that you sir, are getting auditions for a play?
I am. Tonight. At 7 p.m. I'm auditioning for Rampage on Stage.
Can I try out?
If you guys want to audition, come on down.
Would you like some Skittles?
I would love some Skittles. This is exactly what my body needs right now.
Hey, it's me, Trail Luaus. You know, some cultures are different than others. In America, spitting at someone is considered an insult to them. But in Tasty Town, spitting at someone is considered a friendship gift. Spit on your friends.
It's like a fruit truth.
Yes!
Skittles is really good.
Hey Ralph, my strictly platonic friend. It's me, Lizzie, the big lizard lady from Rampage the Game.
Yeah, hey Liz. Couldn't care less that you're here.
Hey, Ralph.
Poor George.
Liz and I just pushed Chicago in the face and they ate everyone. They were pretty six.
That's great, George. I'm so happy that you made it all the way to level 3. And action. You've heard that song, right? Nope. Lizzie.
Hey Ralph, my strictly platonic friend. It's me, Lizzie, the big lizard lady from Rampage the Game.
Yeah, hey Liz. Couldn't care less that you're here.
Hey Ralph.
Hey George.
Liz and I just punched Chicago in the face and then ate everyone. They were pretty ticked.
That's great, George. I'm so happy that you made it all the way to level 3.
Ralph, are you okay? You seem like you don't seem okay.
Yes, I am okay.
Kind of a little bit of a coup here tonight. We're getting ready to do Rampage the musical. James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd, is making his triumphant debut as a building tonight. So exciting stuff, obviously. Inside the Actors Studio. And Greg and I have spent about an hour coming up with these pretty nifty cardboard box building costumes that you see here. Not necessarily my best work, but you know, we're pretty proud of it.
Yeah, this is the best stuff I've done since high school.
There you go.
I love you. I'm looking.
Did you guys call for a check or something? Yeah. Well, I found this on the ground behind the courthouse, and it's a certificate, so to let you do love legally.
Wash your hands to prepare. Clean the boogers right out of there. Why are boogers on my hands? Mind your own business.
Oh my God! What is happening? What is happening?
Hey, thank you. That's Rampage on Stage. Thanks to Brian Cullen for creating the world's most intense aggressive game in Germany.
And the author and composer of this incredible musical, Keith Apicary.
We did it.
Now, after all of that, I give you the after party. Our friend Brandon from Retro Spectrum is a big part of what makes FreePlay Florida happen to begin with, and he was kind enough to bring in Sean and Greg and Jackie and Chica and myself to the after party. And this is kind of cool. All the games are still free. The crowds are much smaller, and we get to we kind of get to hang with the big dogs, as it were, and finish off the evening. So I think I'm going to put the camera away now and focus on, you know, actually enjoying FreePlay Florida for the first time, really, tonight. And hey, we'll see you next time when we do just a little more Splorin.
Now we have the king of games, the mighty Sega Genesis. The only thing I need to say, Supersonic for the win.